I don't know what you were expecting from this video. I fucking hate this game. So Life is Strange 2 came out in 2018, and what the fuck was this? Alright, I'm going to warn everyone who likes this game right now, the exit is right there, because I'm about to rip this game apart. Now, if you like this game and you're not a pussy when someone has a different opinion than yours, then come on down! You're about to watch me light a fucking fire. Now, usually I censor the F-bombs in my videos, but there are too many for me to cut out in this video. So, viewer discretion, I say fuck a lot in this video. But we're gonna take it slow for now and work our way up to this shit show. So in this game, you play as Sean as he is getting ready for a big party, packing up the usual things for a teenage party such as PB&Js and crystal meth. And during this time, Sean's little brother Daniel is being bullied by the neighborhood kid. So Sean gets involved, then a cop gets involved, then their dad gets involved, then the cop shoots the dad, and Daniel goes sicko mode and kills the cop. So now Sean and Daniel are on the run, and the only place they can think of where they can be safe is Mexico. So now Sean and Daniel's goal is to head to Mexico and start a new life. Okay, so before we start the real video, I shockingly have something positive to say about this game. The first 2 episodes of this game were actually good. I did not think that the story was going to go this route. I especially didn't predict that the little brother would have superpowers and catch a body in the first episode. I really loved how unpredictable the plot felt for this game, and I really enjoyed where the story was going all the way up to the end of episode 2. And with that being said, I'm now officially done saying anything nice about this game. Episode 3, 4, and 5 made me wish I never played this game. Life is Strange was cringy. Life is Strange Before the Storm was cringy and forgettable. Life is Strange 2 was cringy, forgettable, and fucking boring. Episode 3 was absolute shit. I did not give a fuck about these characters or what they had to say, because I don't know how this is possible, but somehow the dialogue is the worst it has ever been for a Life is Strange game. And I wondered why that was the case. Why did the dialogue in this game piss me off more than any other Life is Strange game? And then it finally hit me. Alright, politics and xenophobia. Don't worry, I'm not about to get political in this video. I'm only going to be disrespectful in this video, and it's only going to get worse from here. I would like to show you guys this little word real quick called nuance. It's a very simple word that simply means a subtle difference or distinction in expression, meaning, or response. Yeah, the writers for this game don't know what this word means. When a group of writers that don't know how to write good dialogue start to get into topics like politics or social issues, that is the moment I clock the fuck out. This, honest to God, almost felt like political satire for how in your face the messages are in this game. Especially, and I mean especially, for the racist characters.
All I want to do is learn Espanol. Might be our official language someday, right? Si, senor? So, one more lesson. How do you say, "This is not my country"?
Just let me go, please.
You're the reason we need to build that wall.
Please tell me this is a joke. This is an M-rated game, and this is the dialogue we get for a mature audience? Anyways, the dialogue is the worst it has ever been for this series, and because of that, I hate every character in this game. The only character I don't completely hate is Sean, and that's only because I can choose his dialogue. And I might as well bring this up now. Why the fuck do we not have superpowers? The most fun mechanic and what made Life is Strange more unique than other choice-based games were the fact that we had superpowers. I'm not even asking you to give me time rewind, just give me a fucking power. Now, you guys do fix this issue in the next installment, but you have no idea how pissed I was when Daniel was the one with the powers and not us. But you know what? This game is all about family and brotherly love, right? So I guess the point of training him is to bond and get closer as brothers. And they did a great job with that in episode 2. But the only problem with that is that after episode 2, I fucking hate Daniel. I already hate kid characters and he's at the top of my shit list. Daniel in episode 3 was annoying as hell, but I do get it. Sean isn't paying attention to him because he has new friends, so he kind of feels left out. So even then I gave him the benefit of the doubt. He's a kid, kids do stupid shit, and some of them have superpowers. But then we get to episode 4. Fuck Daniel. Listen, I don't care if he's being manipulated or anything. Fuck Daniel and fuck that cult. Episode 4 is honest to God the worst chapter I've ever played in a choice-based game. I need to find the guy who wrote this episode, because there's no way in hell that more than one person wrote that garbage. I just want to dissect this person's mind, and once I understand the mind of this psychopath, I will do this world a favor in the name of God.
I absolve you of your sins. You have been forgiven.
I can't remember the last time I was this angry at a video game. And do you want to know the craziest part? I hate Daniel and I hate that cult, but they're not even the worst characters in episode 4, because the worst character in episode 4 is Sean and Daniel's mother. This cunt makes Chloe Price look like a selfless hero compared to how selfish this bitch is. Alright, so let me give you some context. So Karen, of course that's her name. So Karen left her husband with Sean and Daniel while they were both young. And it wasn't simply a divorce, no. She completely went off grid, leaving her entire family behind. And I don't know why I thought there might be an interesting reason for why she left, because the optimist in me believed that there was no way she didn't have a good reason for leaving like that. And before I met her in episode 4, I actually came up with a theory for why she left. My theory was that Karen also had superpowers, and there were some dangerous people after her, which is why she didn't want to get her family involved. I thought that was a good theory because 1, it would explain why Daniel has superpowers, and 2, it would explain why she left because she wanted to protect her family. But do you want to know the real reason for why she left?
I wasn't meant to be a wife or a mother. I thought I was supposed to. I tried to pretend for many years. But I wasn't happy, and the urge to leave just became unbearable. I had no other choice.
That was your reason? Okay. So let me get this straight. You left your husband and your 2 sons because you simply didn't want to be a mother anymore? You left your husband and not only divorced, but you completely went off grid and cut your entire family off because it was too much for you, leaving all of the responsibility to the husband and leaving you with 0 responsibility for your actions. Not a phone call, not a birthday gift, not a single thing. Because you didn't want to be a mother anymore. You marry the man. You have a kid with him. And then you have a second kid with him. And then all of a sudden now you're like, nah, this is too much. I'm good. I'm good. Don't Nod. The writers of Don't Nod. The writers of Life is Strange 2 specifically. The writer specifically for Karen. I ask you honestly, what the fuck were you thinking when you made this character? Because here's the thing. Here is the thing that really pisses me off about this. And this is why I am so infuriated with this character. She's not supposed to be the bad guy in Life is Strange 2. Like, she did a terrible thing, but she's not a terrible person. Like, because in the story, that's not how they write her. Because in the story, all the dialogue choices you have for Sean, the son to this woman who she abandoned, all the dialogue choices is you sympathizing and understanding what this woman did. What is this? What is this dialogue? Like every single dialogue, and believe me, I tried to neglect her and just tell her, man, fuck off, bitch. Like, get off me. I don't know you. Like, I tried everything I could do to not sympathize with this woman, and we had nothing. Who wrote this character? She is a terrible mother, a terrible wife, a terrible family, and just a terrible written character in general. Who thought that this was a good idea for a character? Now, I can see if she was just a terrible, irredeemable person, that would be a whole other story. But the fact that you build up this character for episodes, episode 1, 2, and 3, they build up this character, and we know a good amount about the mother and whatnot. And in episode 4, I was really thinking that there was a reason for why she left, a really good reason. But from everything that everyone said of how she was in episode 1, 2, 3, and 4, like, she pretty much just proved them right. That's it. And I legit thought that you guys were going to be more clever than that. Like, I think what made it worse is that my theory was so much better than what we had. The fact that she could have had superpowers, which would have explained why Daniel has powers, or the fact that someone was after her and she wanted to protect her family. There were many ways you guys could have won with this, but this is the route you go with this? What everything everyone said was true? That she's a despicable woman who literally left her 2 kids alone with her husband to take all the responsibility while she just goes around having sex with random men and doing whatever she wants because she couldn't handle being a mother anymore? You know, what makes it so much worse is the fact that out of every character I feel bad for in the Life is Strange series, the one character who I now feel the worst for, the absolute worst for, is Sean and Daniel's father. Because not only did he take the responsibility of taking care of Sean and Daniel, but he also dies. On top of all that, his reward for being the man of the house, being the one to take care of these children, is death. And Karen's ending is she gets a new man, lives in the desert, and that's her ending basically. And gets to rekindle with her family again. Yep. That's her ending. Yep. Isn't that great? I say this with complete sheer rotten disdain. Fuck you, Don't Nod. Fuck this game. Fuck episode 4. And the fact that we have to work with this bitch in order to get our brother back, like I legit at that moment was just like, you know what? I don't get that much fuck about Daniel at that point, and I don't give a fuck about this woman. So you know what? Maybe I can just leave and go to Mexico by myself if I was Sean. Because this was fucking terrible. This was awful. I got nothing else to say. Fuck you. By the time we got to episode 5, I did not give a fuck. Because episode 5 actually isn't that bad, but when you don't care about the game anymore, it almost feels like a slow suicide. Episode 5 felt like damage control, but the problem is that they were trying to put a bandage on a dead body. The damage was too severe and there was no saving this game. The only reason I played episode 5 was because it was the end. It almost felt like I wanted my trauma in episode 4 to be worth a damn by finishing this game. Because if I didn't finish this game, that would mean I played episode 4 for nothing. I could have used that time to solve world hunger or spend time with my grandkids. And what sucks is that Life is Strange 2 from an artistic direction looks so much better than the previous games. My favorite moments in this game were all the quiet moments where I could just look at the scenery. And what also sucks is that my favorite part of the Life is Strange games are the soundtracks, and I honestly can't remember a single OST in this game. They completely felt lackluster compared to the songs in the first game and Before the Storm. But with all that said, Life is Strange 2 gave us terrible dialogue, terrible characters, and a terrible story. If you like this game, that's fine, I don't care. And if you hate this game, that's fine, I don't care. I just don't care anymore. So with all that said, my final verdict for Life is Strange 2 is the diarrhea seal of approval.